Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch WTR85V21GB heat pump condenser dryer, bit of a mouthful. And what I want to do is to show you around some of the features and benefits that it offers and why it's one of the most popular tumble dryers in the market at the moment. So I've got it plugged in, let's have a look. So just to explain a little bit about the dryer, clearly this is a heat pump condenser dryer, and I won't go into the workings and how it works, but the main advantage of heat pump, as hopefully most of you should know, that it's a lot more energy efficient. And I'll just show you this. This is the energy label on the appliance. And normally I do this a bit later on in the video if you watched any of my other videos, but I just want to show you this because it's so important, just really to show you how energy efficient these are. This is clearly a double plus model, and it gives you the kilowatt hours per annum and the load size, and at the bottom it does show you here the average minutes per cycle, and clearly that varies depending on the load size that you've got. But really what I thought I'd do is just show you it compared to a standard Bosch condenser dryer. So it's not an alternative brand, this is just a model that's lower in the range, and hopefully you can see this. And lots of people in the showroom look at this one and they look at a B rating and think, yeah, that's quite impressive. But what you can see here is if you compare the two, then the heat pump one is more than twice as efficient, so it costs a lot less than the standard condenser dryer. What you can find with any heat pump dryer, clearly the advantage is it costs you a lot less. The downside is some of the programs can take a little bit longer to dry, but I think for majority of people they're more than happy to wait if you know you're going to save some money. On the left hand side here we've got the water container, and to what you do is you just pull that out and you just go and empty it just by the hole up here, and just go and empty it into a sink or a drain, and when you're done that just pushes back in. There is an alternative which I'll show you in a moment, so if you don't want to have the water stored in here then there is an alternative. But just to show you some of the programs, when you turn it on you'll notice that it's got a really nice red LED display, and I do like this because it's a nice easy to read display. And on this dryer it's got loads of programs, really depending how dry you wanted your clothes. Like this dryer, like many of the other Bosch tumble dryers, it is a sensor dry. So basically what that means is when you put the clothes in, it will go through an initial program to see how damp all of the clothes are, and all you do is you select how dry you want the clothes, so for example cupboard dry, and what it will do is it will actually sense how dry and how wet everything is during the duration of the program, and it will adjust the time accordingly. So you've got things like iron dry, and that's really good if you're doing things like ironing shirts, like we do at home. And what I tend to use that program, and then as it gets partway through the program, when it gets towards the end of this program, then I'll take out any items that need ironing, and then what I'll do is towards the end of the program is I'll basically switch it to that one, the cupboard dry, just to finish everything off. As you go around you have got other programs on here, so there's, as I say, I'm not going to go through all of these, but even things like the mix load. And what you will find is that not all of these are for the full 8 kilogram, because this is an 8 kilogram tumble dryer, but some of the programs, and you have got timed programs as well. There are still some people that want to manually select a time because they think that it is better to do it this way. And what you can do, so a standard for the time program warm and the cold, so it's the same concept. What you can do is you can adjust the program duration, and you can increase it by 10-minute increments, and that can go up to 3 hours. And as I say, that's the same for the warm program as well. As you come around to this side, you have got other things like the delicates, wool finish. Now clearly a lot of people are going to be looking at this going, well, I'm not going to put my woolens in the tumble dryer. But what this program will do is it doesn't actually have any heat during the program. All it will do is it will tumble to make it fluffy. that's how Bosch describe it. So if you've got a jumper or something that you want to be a little bit fluffier, then just put it in here, and as I say, it doesn't warm. There's no warmth during the program, and so just a really quick program, so it will just tumble, just make it a little bit fluffier, and then you're ready to go. You've got the super quick 40, so that's basically a 40-minute program, and then some of the other programs around the left hand side. So you've got the easy care around the left, and you've got the cottons on the right, but the concept is the same with the iron dry, cover dry, and cover dry plus. So some of the other options on the display. First of all, you've got the drying level. So for each program, what you can do is you can actually increase the drying level. So this just really increases the heat of it. So if you want the clothes a little bit drier, then you've got that option. I've already covered the program duration. That's mainly for the time programs at the bottom. The finished in, this is a time delay, and this is really useful if you've got things like economy 7, or if you just want it to be delayed. So if you're going out and you make sure you didn't want to finish too early, then you can increase this for, and this is the finished in, so this is when the program will finish, and as you can see, you can delay it for up to 24 hours, and then it goes back to the standard time. The Crease Guard, and this option can be very useful if you're not going to be there for when the program finishes. And what this will do, this is purely at the end of the program, that's what's not increased the time. And what this will do is every minute or so it will actually tumble, so there's no heat involved, so it will actually rotate the drum, and that just really stops clothes getting creased, and that will do that for up to 60 minutes after the program is finished. And the last option on here is the low heat. So clearly some of the clothes that you're drying you don't want in a full heat, so you can decrease that if you want to. And then on the right hand side here you've got the start and pause, and the reason they put the pause on is that what you can do is once you've started the program, if you realise you've got something that you want to put back in, then it's best just to pause the program. And the reason you're better to pause the program rather than just open the door is if you open the door, then in theory you're starting the program again. But what will happen is if you pause the program, the machine will remember the sensor settings from when it started it. So it sounds a little bit complicated, but that's what Bosch have recommended anyway. So you will have noticed that you've got a really nice big handle on the left hand side here. So it's nice and easy to grip and to open. So especially if you are struggling with your hands, I know some people who suffer with arthritis, and that kind of handle would be ideal for them. And as you open the door, first of all you'll see that the door does open all the way back, which is always really useful. We've got things like the metal hinges on the right hand side, and even the door catch, hopefully you can see that, even that's metal as well. So Bosch aren't giving us cheap quality components, which is great. You've got a really nice big porthole, so it's nice and easy to get the clothes in and out, because clearly with this it is an 8 kg, so it's a good size load. So really designed for people who are doing a lot of tumble drying. So nice and easy to get the clothes in and out of. And as far as maintenance on the machine, there's not a lot to it, but the first one is the filter in the door. And to open that, all you do is you just open that and just take any fluff out that accumulates, that it will accumulate over time. And it is recommended, Bosch would normally recommend after every load, just to have a look in there, just to check there's no fluff in there. That's very much on a personal basis. What some people can find is that depending on the clothes that you're drying, that can depend on how much fluff and lint you get within there, but just keep an eye on that, because that is very important to make sure that's well maintained. The other thing is at the bottom you've got access to the condenser unit, and what you can do, as it says here, it's got an easy clean filter, so that just pulls out, and then you've just got the filter on the inside there. The condenser unit is just behind here. You wouldn't normally need to take that out, but this is the main filter that you just need to keep clean. As I showed you, that's easy to take out and maintain. And then to put that back in, just make sure that those blue tabs are turned around, and then you're ready to go. And the other thing to notice is that on the right hand side here, just make sure that this is kept clean as well, because you can find if you do get a build-up of fluff or lint around here, then again that's something to keep an eye on. Now I know for a lot of people having a look around the back of the dryer is not that relevant, but I just really wanted to show you around the back here, because sometimes for installation purposes it can be quite useful, especially knowing where the mains cable is, because for some people if you're limited for the length or you want to know the position, then I'll just let you know. Now I mentioned earlier that there is an option not to use the container at the front to empty the water, and it does actually come with this. This is a drain hose, and what this will enable you to do, and it's very easy to fit, it's basically just taking this pipe off at the bottom and fitting this on, so anyone can do it. But what this enables you to do is to connect it into an external drain, or if you really want to, you can put it over a sink. And the main advantage of that is that it saves having to empty the water. But as I say, it does come with it anyway, so if you have got a drain nearby, then I'd recommend using that. If you're interested in purchasing one of these dryers, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Bosch WTR85V21 heat pump condenser dryer. Still a bit of a mouthful, but please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video, leave any comments below, and I do always ask for comments on my videos, whether it's good or bad about the video, or whether you've got one of these dryers. Just let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching.